Truly believe that if you are engaging with men who you know you're not their preference, these things all feed into a Eurocentric standard of beauty that makes you feel like being lighter and having lighter eyes is more beautiful. And I am sure it doesn't help to have a partner who is continuously sleeping with women who all look like the same types of waffles.
Sometimes it don't make no sense. Does it really have to? There is nothing I can say.
Hi, welcome to Maya's world. Hi y'all. I just want to say thank you to everyone in my last video, which on my platform I typically talk about colorism, featureism, texturism, any kind of isms, misogyny. And something that I saw online that like kind of made me giggle in like my moment of grief was when I saw Nick Cannon celebrating Christmas with the harem of his women. And there were so many little funny memes about him dressing up to go and take Christmas photos with, I think he has 7 or 8 baby moms, but him just getting dressed to go and take these photos, it like really made me laugh. And I wanted to talk about Nick Cannon and colorism, but also talking about Jessica White, who is someone who Nick Cannon was in a relationship with, and how she has permanently changed her eye colors, and how I really believe that falling in love or dating men who you are not their preference will always, like, it can really affect your self-esteem and how you view yourself. So a couple weeks ago, I saw this post online from Zeus Network, which honestly, wow. The fact that we've gotten here, wow. Zeus Network is like the Shade Room in motion and on film. And there was like allegedly there was supposed to be an event called Bad versus Wild, and Nick Cannon was supposed to be the presenter, allegedly. And it was essentially an event that was dark skin versus light skin. And I think that was when people really started to like kind of awaken to like Nick Cannon's colorism in a really blatant way. But, you know, for the ones who have been tapped into some of my older videos, I've talked about Nick Cannon before. Another person that's in this category would be Nick Cannon, once again, saying things like this.
And that's it. That's the systemic issues again, that for whatever reason we've been taught that light is right. We're drawn to the straight, the idea of the straight hair, and you know the complexionism that goes on is, again, it's this hierarchy system.
But then his dating preference looks like this.
And I will say it, but even like I hate having to say this, but even like wilding out, I'm like, yo, find me some dark-skinned girls. Like, the fact that I have to say that.
And how I feel like he moonlights as like an intellectual person who can also like, he moonlights as an intellectual person to kind of cover up his colorism, because I truly believe that if all of your exes look like this, or if all of the women who you've slept with look like this, you have a type. And your type isn't going to be girls that look like me and girls that look like darker than me. And I know he has one baby mother who is a dark-skinned woman, and I really am wishing her well, because that seems intense. But she's in a relationship, so she doesn't seem to be caught up in the same dynamics as the other baby moms. Nick Cannon has also, what I found so strange about Nick Cannon was how he's like did interviews where he talked about anti-blackness and dark-skinned women and things like that, but he's also said things like this which is actively contradicting to that, plus his dating style is actively contradictory. And I think there's a certain kind of man who is really good at like talking one way and talking in a really political, a really activisty way, but then their dating preferences, their personal life isn't going to match their public life. But yeah, I wanted to talk about Jessica White because Jessica White is a supermodel, and I remember seeing Jessica White as a teenager and just being in complete awe of her. I actually thought she was so beautiful. Like, I thought she was just, I don't know, like so gorgeous. And that was back when, you know, I feel like supermodels had this really like big, what is it? Like, they had a really big presence, you know, and like you were kind of always watching like this, and you watch America's Next Top Model. And so I really like Jessica White. I thought she was so pretty. And then I saw recently that she permanently changed her eye color. And this is the post that she said, and how she permanently changed it to this like kind of goldish, hazily looking eye color. And like, I am not saying this in any way to critique Jessica White at all, but I also noticed that she had said in some on Love and Hip Hop, she had said, she was talking about her miscarriage and how when she was trying to conceive a child with Nick Cannon, he pops up with another woman being pregnant, allegedly. But I was just thinking about how like, I can't imagine getting someone trying to conceive and struggling with fertility issues, and you're in a relationship with them for 8 years, and you're actively sleeping with women who do not look like this person who you're in a relationship with for 8 years. I also don't know how she's been in a relationship with him for 8 years when the time frame of the Mariah Carey ending seems like close. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just thinking about how that like really can affect your confidence, and how I truly believe that if you are engaging with men who you know you're not their preference, it will create this dynamic where you're continuously searching to be like the preferences. And I think that when I look at Jessica White in the beginning of her career, I would say she was someone who was on the lighter spectrum of being dark skinned, somebody who just, you know, gorgeous features. And I look at her now and I can tell like this difference in her eye color. And I don't know if it's the way she edits her photos. You know, I think there's also been controversy with how she's edited her photos at times. But the fact that she looks so substantially different, she looks lighter, her eyes are lighter, you know, these things all feed into a Eurocentric standard of beauty that makes you feel like being lighter and having lighter eyes is more beautiful. And I am sure it doesn't help to have a partner who is continuously sleeping with women who all look like the same types of waffles. Like, it is not going to be helpful for a dark-skinned girl. Like, when I saw this whole thing with Jessica White, I just couldn't help but remember the book, The Bluest Eyes. I don't know if any of y'all have ever read it, but it's by Toni Morrison. I read it when I was in high school, so I don't really have a strong recollection. But I remember the main character was wanting to do anything to change her eye color. There's a lot of technology now that makes it easy for us Black people to have easy access to Eurocentric standards of beauty. You know, there's technology where we can literally change our eyes to blue and to green. I was looking at the doctor who does this, who did Jessica White's eye surgery, and like all the before and afters, like there's many people who you can change your eyes from brown to green or brown to blue. I don't think I've ever seen on that website anybody who has light eyes changing it to dark. But anyway, yeah. And also just something that I was thinking about for myself was like, I remember when I had my freeform locks, like before I decided to freeform my hair, which wasn't really a decision, it just kind of happened type thing. But when I was like, trying out different hairstyles, I feel like there was a lull in, there was a time where it just wasn't it wasn't super accessible to keep getting sew-ins, and wigs were not so popular at the time. And because I didn't want to wear a wig and I didn't want a sew-in, because, you know, sew-ins is also, for me, it was damaging my hair and it was damaging my leave out. Because of that, I had to just like experiment with my natural hair. And now I think about how easy, like you can go to the store and get a wig and it just flips on and it's like secure and it can look, you know, the technology is quicker. And I just feel like, you know, the more that we have these methods, I think we're going to see people do more things to achieve Eurocentric standards of beauty in a quicker way. Because even when I was thinking about the concept of like skin bleaching and how like a lot of people, you know, people talk about skin bleaching from a health point of view a lot. But I wondered, like, if it wasn't unhealthy, like in terms of being cancerous and other things that can come along with it, would people still find it to be inappropriate to want to lighten your skin? Like, because we see that happen so much in society, and AI also fuels this you know, fuels us to look lighter and lighter and lighter and change our eye color so much. There's so many filters that just change our eye color. And the fact that like you never see someone wanting to have darker eyes just is a sign of featureism, where like lighter eyes, lighter skin is seen as more beautiful. And I just find this to be really sad. And I think that who you surround yourself with and who affirms your kind of beauty, not just with you as an individual, but also who they've dated and who they center, is so important. And so I just, yeah, like the eye surgery thing, I don't know, y'all can tell me what you think. So if you made it to the end, you know, tell me what you think about my makeup. I've been really into watching like sci-fi movies lately. Typically when I'm trying to feel like good, I like to dress like a fairy. Like that's my thing. But I've been recently watching a lot of sci-fi movies. I started watching Stranger Things, which I've never seen before because of the lack of diversity. But now watching it, like some parts are like interesting, but there are like no black women in the entire TV series. Like there's like the little girl, and then there's one episode I saw where there was like a woman who's a secretary. But the way that they depict black women or black people, which is like 4 of them, and fat people, is really deplorable. I don't know if you guys are watching it, but I am gonna keep watching it to see if I can get season 4. I've been doing these little like, you know, watching TV shows, trying to just like, yeah, find some sense of stability. You know, me getting in front of the camera is also helpful for me because, you know, faking normalcy can sometimes make you feel normal. So yeah, but thanks for watching. Oh yeah, so then the makeup look is inspired by Stranger Things. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.